Shalom, 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 shalom. Just bear with me. Shalom, shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well through the Spirit, but one that they continue to endure and be sincere. And shalom to the hopeful elect in the same spirit, the willing that you continue to endure and be sincere. Shalom to the Akwakyam, that are believers of His faith and His truth. The one that you continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous wife. And Lord, willing to most have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in the faith. A lot of the brothers, this singing the same song, talking about Great Millstone. Brothers I labor with, they've been getting on the topic of Doomsday. The brother Alizé, Gorilla Hebrew from Sakari, was saying that we could be here for another 1,000 years. Things are being seen right in front of us that the Lord is going to make a soon delivery. And we have different prophecies that show that we're in the time of Yahushai returning. You got technology, you got missiles being created, which ICBM missiles are, continental missiles that can, fly from continent. And if it's another 1,000 years, who's to say that they're going to be using missiles? It might change because how technology is. Let alone America now, since Joe Biden made America, its new symbol is the eagle. America, most empires, when you search it, the minimum usually a kingdom lasts is about 250 years. I was watching yesterday America passing a bill, in the Capitol, and there was a brother that was describing America was established for damn near 248 years. Kind of is incorrect. Right now, last year was 248 years. Right now it's 249. Next year, America has been established for 250 years. When it is 2026, America will be established for 250 years. Right? But we've been in the hands of these Europeans. If you was to calculate 250 years in that 350 years of the falling away, we've been in the hands of these Europeans about probably 599 years, let alone the Northern Kingdom been over here for, I think, a span of 1,000 years. So say if another 1,000 years, from what Gorilla said, that means we've been in their hands for 1,500 years. And then The Northern Kingdom been over here for like 2,000 years, technically, right? If I'm adding the math up. So, Lord willing, this is edifying and straight to the point. Again, yes, we are the prophets of doom, right? We teach the whole Bible. We don't just only teach doom. For anybody that's watching this video later or now, you might think, oh, they only teach doom. It doesn't. The title does not say that we only teach doom. It says, yes, we are the prophets of doom, right? And doom and doomsday go hand in hand, but it has certain meanings that you pick with doom and certain meanings that you pick with doomsday. Like for doom right now, as you see on the screen, it goes into a law, a statute, a decree, administration of justice or judgment, justice, equity, righteousness. And I'm focused on we are the prophets of judgment. We are the prophets of justice, right? And we are teaching the decrees of the Lord, right? So then when you look up doomsday, going probably the same thing. Doomsday, a day of the last judgment. They got another one where it says, doomsday machine, as the name of a hypothetical nuclear bomb powerful enough to wipe out human life or all life on the earth, is from 1960. That's some quote that they had. But literally, it said nuclear bomb. In today's society, when we actually go search up certain things, there's certain things that I'm going to search. I might have to leave that on the screen. When we look at how many ICBM does Russia have? I want to just deal with Russia and United States because they got the most. It's supposed to be around 5,000. 5,000 and some change. See, because they're saying Russia has approximately 326 intercontinental ballistic missiles, which can carry up to 1,185 nuclear warheads. Russia's ICBM missile include the SS-7 Mod 1. Hold on. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, and I don't want to hold you guys too long, but now I see here saying 4,300 nuclear warheads. Maybe I should be typing warheads right here. Russia and weapons of mass destruction. Russia possessed a total of 5,580 nuclear warheads as of 2024. Right, America has, I believe, 5,100. Yeah. Right, Russia and weapons of mass destruction. Right, and this is what's going to take for a doomsday event, a missile war. Right, they got 5,500 nuclear warheads. Right, and it's talking about 2024. We already in 2025. Right, the largest confirmed stockpile of nuclear warheads in the world. This is the largest. Russia Russia deployed missiles, those actually ready to be launched. Number about 1,700, also the largest confirmed. Man. So yeah, y'all can go look this up for yourself too. But you have images of their missiles too. In the United States, they got some too, you know. So when brothers talk about doomsday, they're prophesying of a missile war, basically. But it's all through, you know, the scriptures that Yahweh Shemashai has given us. Here, the picture not clear enough. It's supposed to be showing me yeah, it's supposed to show how many each country got of basically an estimate of global nuclear warheads inventories. But as a little smidge, I see 5,200, but I could be wrong. Right here, it says which countries have nuclear weapons. I don't know why that picture is doing that over there. With this picture right here, it says Russia has 5,900, America 5,400, China 350, France 290, UK 225, Pakistan 165, India 160, Israel 90, North Korea 20, and South Africa 0. Right? So we're talking about doom, right? If you truly want the Lord to come, you should be thinking of doom, right? Judgment, right? You should be thinking about doomsday, which is really the last day of judgment, right? Which is really a judgment on Babylon and judgment on Israel, right? Because a lot of the elites are going to hide in bunkers. You know, it's going to be other humans in other countries that's not going to be fully destroyed. What's going to be fully destroyed is America and Israel, but Israel is going to be able to be rebuilt, right? Because it has to get cleansed for all the filthiness that they promote and push in the land, right? So we'll come back to this. So I want to go into Genesis, the 19th chapter, when I want to read verse 12 to 26, right? So this is what it reads. Pay close attention, because to speak about that, yes, we are the prophets of doomsday. A prophet is a seer. A seer is a visionary, or somebody who foretells the future, which we'll look up those words too, right? And basically, we see how the angels is showing an example of warning, and that's what the prophets is. They're a warning themselves, and what they speak is a warning because it's a divine message, right, from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So Genesis 19 and 12. And the men said unto Lot, hast thou here any besides son-in-law son-in-law and thy sons and thy daughters, and whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place. For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of Yahweh. Yahweh have sent us to destroy it, right? And this is in Sodom and Gomorrah, and the 5 providence. How much more is the cries waxing from Babylon, man? Right? Because the Lord is not, the Lord is going to destroy this too. right? That the angels is holding back the four winds, right? Talking about missiles coming from multiple directions, right? Because it's really through the spirit. Because soon as these nations get that whisper in their ear, they're going to let these things loose. Verse 14, and Lot went out and spake unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters, and said, Up, get you out of this place, for Yahweh will destroy this city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law. So now I was reading, I'm like, dang. So I went into reading it in the Amplified Bible, and let's see how it's broken down in this translation. It says, so Lot went out and spoke to his sons-in-law, who were betrothed and legally promised to marry his daughters, and said, Get up, get out of this place, for Yahweh is about to destroy this city. But to his sons-in-law, he appeared to be joking, right? They really thought that Lot was joking, right? And this is what is going on today, right? We're going to go into classic scriptures, Ecclesiastes 1, Ecclesiastes 3, right? The same thing that happened back then is happening now. People think we joking, or they think we crazy. Hosea 9 and 7, they think we bugged out, man. But truly, doom is going to happen. It's been happening for generation after generation. Each captivity, each oppression that the nations put us in, right? They got dealt with by Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, right? Lord willing, I don't forget that, right? So they thought he was joking. Let me put a side note for myself. Because there's sometimes I'll be talking and I might forget it, right? So verse 15, it says, and when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife and thy two daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city, right? He's getting warning, right? What do you think we getting right now? But we got the prophets, the men of the Lord, right? Right? Starting with the other apostles on down, right? Brothers is constantly, right, trying to warn y'all to prepare yourself, embrace for impact, right? The wicked has a short time. They're about to bring wrath on us, right? Right? The hour of temptation gonna be put on us. That MOTB, what you're gonna do, what you're gonna do, Jacob trouble, right? There's gonna be danger, right? That's why you have to get your faith in order. Right? So it says, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city, right? That's why in Revelations 18:4, he tell you to come out of her so you don't take part in her plagues that she gonna get hit with. That's not talking about get on an airplane or a boat. It's talking about spiritually, because when you finish Revelation 18, the Lord is going to destroy this place in 60 minutes, and he's going to avenge the apostles and the prophets off of Babylon. So they're going to get delivered. They're going to get beamed up. You know, you don't want to be here when this place is destroyed, right? You want the Lord to come with a mighty deliverance. You want him to come with a strange salvation. Verse 16, and while he lingered, the men laid hold upon his hand and upon the hand of his wife and upon the hand of his two daughters. And Yahweh began being merciful unto him, right? This is that mercy, that compassion. And they brought him forth and set him without the city. And it came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, that he said, Escape for thy life. Look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain. Escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed. And Lot said unto them, Oh, not so, my Lord. Behold, now thy servant have found grace, favor in thy sight, and thou hast magnified thy mercy, which thou hast showed unto me in saving my life. And I cannot escape to the mountain, lest some evil take me and I die. Behold, now the city is near. The city is near to flee unto, and it is a little one. Oh, let me escape thither. Is it not a little one? And my soul shall live. And he said unto him, See, I have accepted thee concerning this thing also, that I will not overthrow the city for the which thou hast spoken. Haste thee, escape thither, for I cannot do anything until thou become thither. Therefore, the name of the city was called Zoar. The sun was risen upon the earth when Lot entered into Zoar, right? So them angels couldn't do nothing. They couldn't bring that wind, the fire and brimstone unto it until Lot got out, right? The elect on this side, you're going to be saved scarcely, man. But you're going to be saved where you ain't going to get touched by no nuke. And some is going to already be in the spirit world, right? Lord willing, however that might come, is either we endure to the end and we still on the earth, or we in the spirit. You want to hope that you're of that elect, and you want to work towards it. Verse 24, the Yahweh rained upon Sodom and Gomorrah brimstone and fire from Yahweh out of heaven. It was a pastor that did a video and said Sodom and Gomorrah wasn't destroyed for the LGB things that they was doing. Yes, they did. They got destroyed for all the wickedness that they was doing in the eyes of the Lord. And one of them was the LGB 123 Sweet Tooth community. Because when you go up in the beginning of the chapter, it was men that wanted to have sex with the angels, right? So when we went to the word doom, right? Doomsday can go into it too, the day of the last judgment, because Sodom and Gomorrah are not here no more. That thing got destroyed. We're in spiritual Sodom, which is America, but Sodom and Gomorrah, the ancient cities, the five providence, them things is destroyed, right? Them things is destroyed. So let's get this word for doom again. Sodom got doomed. They got doomsday, which was the last day of judgment. They're not here anymore. They not occupied. But Sodom got doomed, right? They got judgment and justice done unto them. Righteous judgment, right? So yes, we are the prophets of doom. This is why brothers always bring out the Genesis 19, right? And I want to read verse 26, but I'm going to read 25. It says 26, that's a lot of Jake. If you watch the video I did the other day, Jake, our people love captivity. Israel loved bondage. They love Egypt. Verse 25, and he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the city and that which grew upon the ground. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. This is Jake that is too busy looking at the look. You got multiple examples of Jake right now. Jake is too busy looking at this system where they can't get this word. And it's really the Lord. I don't care. Whoever's watching this, if you're not diligently seeking or growing in this thing, I'm just saying as an example, you are like Lot's wife. You're too caught up in the system. It's people that I know that are making videos on TikTok and YouTube. Stop talking about destruction. Stop talking about tribulation. Oh, this is our kingdom. No, Jacob trouble is not going to happen. The MOTV not going to happen. Those are false teachers, right? They love this captivity. Through the spirit, before this place get destroyed, they're looking at this place. I don't want it to get destroyed. I want to enjoy every moment. Her looking back is an example. She liked it, Sodom and Gomorrah. Even though she was looking to see, to look back, the Lord tells us in the gospel, any man that looks back is not fit to be a disciple, right? Let's get that. We're gonna get back. We're gonna get back to this. Lord willing, we do. Lord willing, we do. Lord willing, we do. Let's go to the book of Luke, the 9th chapter. Especially first talking to the men, you know, you're supposed to be the first one taking heed to the signs and the times. This is Luke, the 9th chapter. This is going into discipleship. I'll read from 57 down. It says, and it came to pass that as they went in the way, a certain man said unto him, Lord, I will follow thee whithersoever thou goest. Yahushua said unto him, foxes have holes, and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man have not where to lay his head. There's another example of how amazing Yahushua is, his example of what he did on the earth. It wasn't his time to rule. It wasn't his time for his kingdom. It was for his time to show obedience to Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, and to lay himself down for all the children of Israel. But who's going to reap that benefit on this side? The elect. Yahushua on the scene is the sign of the end, right? We're already in the third day, right? We're in that third day where Yahushua is going to return, right? Yahushua was living like a bum, like a homeless man. He didn't have a place to lay his head. And he said unto another, follow me. But he said, Lord, suffer me first to go and bury my father. Yahushua said unto him, let the dead bury the dead, but go thou and preach the kingdom of God. What is dead? Right? Revelations, the 11th chapter, verse 8. Baruch, I believe, the 3rd chapter. Dead is having no knowledge from the neck up. That's a dead estate. That's a low estate on this side. Being dead, having no light in you, no life. Life is wisdom, knowledge, understanding. A lot of Jake. They can breathe. They can play basketball. You can get all the girls in the world like Young Money. You women can hop from rod to rod. But if you don't have no wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you are dead spiritually. And we can't understand that because guess what? Lot's wife, right? It says, and another also said, Lord, I will follow thee, but let me first go bid them farewell, which are at home at my house. These two are making complaints. Literally, excuse my language, you're supposed to say F them. You're supposed to put Yahweh Bashim Yahushai first. If anybody in your house or your father ain't serving Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, your father already gone. Look, through the spirit, man, if I die somewhere and my family can't pay for me to have a funeral, let them do whatever they gonna do with me. Let them do whatever they gonna do with me. Still seek the kingdom. Don't sorrow over me. Because guess what? When you die, your flesh go back to the earth and your spirit go back to the Father. We have to worry about Yahweh Bashim Yahushai going back to Lot's wife. The angels told him, don't look back. Verse 62, this is the point. Yahushua said unto him, no man having put his hand to the plow and looketh back is fit for the kingdom of God. So if you looking back, if you're not fit for the kingdom, what does that mean? Doom, you're going to be destroyed. Right? What is we talking about? You're going to be destroyed. Right? If anybody is looking back, right? If they don't put their hand to the plow and they looking back, They is not fit for the kingdom. Lot's wife. That's men, women, and children. Guess what? 67 people just died in that airplane. Who did it? God did. The Lord killeth. He maketh alive. When it comes to this truth, a lot of us really think that this is our second or our third option. This is supposed to be your first of your first option. You know, a lot of us been in this world for 60 years, 30 years. You've been doing all types of stuff in this world. You know, been taught a lie in the truth. And now you got Jake teaching way different. Like, this truth is new right now in this world. And you mean to tell me y'all not trying to cleave? It's not you. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is not letting a lot of Jake get this truth, man. Because some people are fit to be destroyed. Right? Let's get this. 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter. And I think it's 3. Let's get this. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, I believe it's verse 3. Is it verse 3? I'm gonna read it in the NLT. You can read the KJV. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 3. It says, if the good news we preach, the good news consists of the kingdom. It's a lot of, I haven't seen a pastor talk about John, the 14th chapter. He said, I go and prepare a place for you. In my Father's house is many mansions. We know it's going to be mansions on the earth. Mansion is a big house. But Yahushua said he goes to prepare a place for you. He said, in my Father's house is many mansions. In the creation is many mansions. Don't you know the earth is a mansion? That's one mansion. He says in his Father's house, this whole thing, the Lord's creation, everything that consists of Yahweh Shai is a house. So outside of this one house, which is earth, is other mansions. That's part of the good news, the kingdom, right? The kingdom is on earth, but it's other things. If angels is coming and going, Jacob, Genesis, the 28th chapter. I don't got a brother on the comment section that dropped these verses, but in Genesis, the 28th chapter, when Jacob had a dream of a stairway and angels ascending and descending, that is really happening, where angels is leaving the 4th dimension and coming to the 3rd dimension, back and forth like a highway. So when Yahushua establishes his kingdom and we get glorified bodies, we'll be able to come and go. Y'all not even, what they say in church, y'all not with me today. Y'all don't even understand what I just said. So reading 2 Corinthians 4 and 3, if the good news we preach is hidden behind a veil, it is hidden only from people who are perishing. How are people going to perish? Doomsday. The judgment with nukes, with missiles. Some of y'all going to have it bad during Jacob's trouble. You know, I'm not here to force anybody to believe in Jacob's trouble. I'm only to teach the truth. That's the only purpose. That's the purpose of the prophets. Right? I'm every day I'm trying to feed my family. I don't want to, I'm not being with my family just to be with them on this side. I want them to get that kingdom too. Right? So they got to believe in this. Oh, brother, when is it coming next week, next month? Man, we know by the signs of the times. The Lord didn't give you no time. Oh, 12 o'clock is coming. He gave us the signs of the times. If you can't see the signs of the times right now, the Lord not dealing with you. Right? And if you don't want to learn it, the Lord not dealing with you. Right? It's either you seeing it or you want to learn. Right? Because if the Lord not drawing you to this truth, he's not dealing with you. We see it in the scriptures. 1 John 2 and 21. I have not written unto you because ye know not the truth, but because ye know it, and that no lie is of the truth. Yes, we are the prophets of doom. Doomsday is going to happen. If I'm teaching a lie, I'm going to be destroyed, man. You can't teach a lie. It's no lie of the truth. Let me get this, and then we're going to get right back. We're going to get right back to the money. We're going to get right back to it. I want to read James chapter 3, verse 1 in the NLT. You can read the KJV version, right? It's still having the same meaning. My brother, be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the great condemnation. Let's see how's it said in the NLT. It says, dear brothers and sisters, not many of you should become teachers in the church, for we who teach will be judged more strictly. You see that? So if you teaching a lie, you're going to be freaking dealt with. You have to understand, doom means judgment. Doomsday is going into the last judgment, right? What is it? What is it? Is it Revelations 20? The second death. Is that what it's called? Yes, I believe I'm right. The second death. Let me make sure. Verse 1, 2, and 3. This is old history. This is talking about in a time before the Renaissance. When Rome fell, they went into the caves. And then after the 1,000 years, Yahushua let them loose, right? Through the Spirit. Revelations 1 and 18. Yahushua has the key to hell and death. So Esau time in Revelations 1, 2, and 3, their hell was being in the caves. That was their hell, a condition. It wasn't in power. After that 1,000 years, when blacks was ruling in the Renaissance, the Dark Ages, right? The Lord allowed him to come out them caves, and that's when the Renaissance came into play. But the point I wanted to get to was 4 and 5. Yeah, 4, 5, and 6. This is talking about the time we're heading into right now, right? It says, and I saw thrones and set up, and they that sat upon them, judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua in the word of God, in which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. This is talking about the charagma in Revelation, the 13th chapter, the beast that was on land. This is not talking about in the time of John the Revelator. No, this is a vision. This is right before Yahushua comes. The charagma, this mark right here, is the charagma, right? Let me just show it, because people say, this lines up with Exodus 9 and 4. Let's get that word mark real quick. Let's make Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua true and every man a liar. Let's make every man a liar. So we got mark. Let's see if it say charagma. So this is charagma. Charagma is a physical mark. Again, we're not here to force any one of y'all. If y'all don't get it, hey, that's all Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, right? So a mark, a stamp, an imprinted mark of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as a badge of the followers of the Antichrist, right? It's many Antichrist, anti-Hamashiach, right? But the top one is Esau, and he's going to use his technology to make followers that's going to show that you follow his system, right? The mark branded upon horses. I just want to see if they going to give me Let's see if we can get edified with this one. Horses branded. What does that mean? A branded horse has a permanent mark on its skin that identifies the horse's owner, origin, or breed. The horse's owner. It says branding is a traditional practice that involves applying a hot or cold iron to the horse's skin. So this is a brand, right? Wow. But this charagma is in your right hand or in your forehead, right? So in today's society, everybody sits still. You're using technology right now. You got a touchscreen phone. You can use Apple Pay. You can buy stuff right online, right? They're trying to make a new system where you can pay with your hand or face recognition, which is really your forehead, right? They got a commercial that I can show you guys. I can show you guys a commercial right now on YouTube of, I mean, I can't really show you because it's going to skip. So what I'm gonna do is, if I do have time, I am going to screen record it and I'm post it on my YouTube. So if you subscribe to my channel, Lord willing, you can see. But they've been promoting this. No, you can't argue with me or yourself about a digital charagma, a microchip, where you use a microchip on your credit card. You got chips in your damn cell phone. The system that we're moving in now, they want to change from a dollar because you can't track its whereabouts. So if it's digital, they can track you, your medical. Donald Duck said he wants America to work on chips, microchips. Donald Duck, Joe Biden. A lot of y'all don't know the war that he had with people in Thailand or Taiwan. It was over microchips with missiles and other chip devices. But I'm going to leave that for another day. So we just proved a mark branded on horses is to identify their owners. So this charagma is to identify who follows the Antichrist. So it's not going to be like slavery back in the day where they used a metal rod. How you going to buy and sell with that? How they going to get a receipt? How they going to get money back from that mark? It has to be a digital mark for them to get their money, right? If something costs $3 in tax, how they gonna get $3 in tax from a damn mark on your damn hand? Let that sink in. So now that we read that, the ones with common sense should get that, right? So Revelations 20 and 4 is talking about this time that we're leading to. So let's read the last part of it because we didn't finish the verse. Let's start up a little bit where it says, "For the word of God, in which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, the image is the new world order, neither have received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years." People want to say that's the millennium years. No, what really happens is after this charagma is pushed, we're in Jacob's trouble, a full wave of Jacob trouble, however long that is, right? Yahushua is going to come. The nukes are going to be dropped because Yahushua said in Luke 12, he's going to come with fire if it's already kindled. When all of that is established, we're going to go up in the air with the Lord. 2 Thessalonians, the 4th chapter, I believe, the second last verse, it says we'll be caught up with the Lord forever. We'll be with the Lord forever, right? Brought back down, wilderness, established, separate from the rebels, right? We're going to establish our kingdom, which starts with the first crop of slavery. Revelations 13 and 10. They that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. They that kill with the sword must be killed with the sword, right? I'm just giving you a summary because this is just a verse, right? And I don't want to, feed you on one topic. We want to go back to Doom. So again, after the bombs and the elect is beamed up with Yahushai, that is going to start the 1,000-year reign, because now we're about to go get our servants, and they're going to rebuild the destroyed places in Israel and build our foundation. And after that 1,000 years, Esau and Obadiah is going to be totally destroyed. And the other nations, which was created to be servants, are going to go into their lands, which was their possession, like Elam, the Ammonites, the Moabites, right? The Ethiopians, Mizraim, right? The Egyptians, if you would say, they're going to all go to their possession, and they're going to be servants under us. That's all that's talking about, right? This is not nothing dealing with no rapture, right? It says, but the rest of the dead live not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. So the elect are going to be part of the first resurrection, because they are Yahushai's first fruits, right? So the ones that the rest of the dead live not again. So who's dying on this side? We're talking about the 2/3 of Israel, right? Even the other Edomites, they're going to come back too, right? Because all of them got to get destroyed. The Moabites, the the Elamites, and all the other nations. How they going to come back? Through sex, the same way we do on this side. How else they going to come back? Ain't nothing new under the sun, right? The children of Israel are going to have glorified bodies, right? Celestial and incelestial. I'm probably pronouncing them wrong, right? We're going to have heavenly bodies and earthly bodies in one, right? In one. We're going to be able to fly in chariots. We're going to be able to go out the firmament. We're going to be, the men of the Lord are going to be kings, priests, but gods on the earth. You know what I'm saying? The women are going to be so fine. The women of Israel are going to be so beautiful, right? Brothers, your wives are going to be beautiful, right? So the rest of the dead live not again until the 1,000 years were finished, right? So after 1,000 years, those seeds are going to be coming back, because we're going to be multiplying the earth, right? We're going to be multiplying within the earth, right? This is the first resurrection. Everybody that get beamed up with Yahushai, and the elect that comes on the chariots with Yahushai arriving to earth, right? Verse 6, it says, blessed and holy is he that have part in the first resurrection. Blessed and holy. So those elect are set apart from the others, right? That's why when you go into the word elect, it says the best of his kind, or the best of his class, right? So blessed and holy is he that have part in the first resurrection. This is what you should desire. On such, the second death have no power, but they shall be priests of God and of Hamashiach. It shall reign with him 1,000 years, right? So the second death is the nukes. That's the second death, that the rest is going to die, right? Which is talking about the 2/3 and the people that die in America and in Israel and other places, right? All of them are going to come right back through sex, through the loins, through the seed of men in a man's nuts, right? Sorry, I'm getting a little gore, right? But that second death is the missiles. Doom, right? Doomsday, the missiles, right? Let me just get this quick roll just to show you. Revelations, the 18th chapter. Show you. America going to be destroyed in 60 minutes. How is that possible? Putin said he has missiles that can destroy half of America in 33 minutes. 33 minutes. You go to Revelation, the 9th chapter. It says it's going to be 200,000 man army, right? But when you break it down, it's talking about the missiles. So this Revelations, the 18th chapter, we'll go straight to the point. Verse 17, it says, "For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in the ships and sailors, as many as trade by sea, stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city?" Right? Because there's no nation, right? No nation or country or city on the earth outside of America that was great, right? It says they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, at last, that great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour she is made desolate. How is that possible? It's because of the ICBM missiles, the waster. Isaiah 54, verse 16, right? That is the waster that's going to destroy this place in 60 minutes, right? It says, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God have avenged you on her. Right? How he avenged us? By destroying land, bringing forth his wrath. I'm trying to see if I can get this example real quick. I think it's Revelations 12, if I'm not mistaken, but I'll skim through it just to see if this is the one I'm talking about. Yes, this is Revelations 9 and 15. It says, the four angels were loose, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year, for to slay the third part of men. Right? And it's three type of men. You have the sons of God, the son of men, and the sons of the wicked. And the third part of men would be Esau, the sons of the wicked. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. When you go into the word horse goes into the word power. So this is not talking about, it says horsemen. You can either think of Narnia, half man, half horse. No, this is talking about the missiles. 200,000 is talking about 200 million. And I heard the number of them. Thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire and of javelin and brimstone. And that shows you that's not no man. No man naturally has brimstone, right? And the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of her mouth issue fire and smoke and brimstone, right? You have to understand, even when a missile is shot, you got the fire from the back of it. But just like a rocket that they say go to space, things fall off on it for it to become like when you shoot a gun, the whole bullet you put in, when it comes out, the back part falls out and you get the cone or the top of the bullet, right? It's the same with a missile. Verse 18, by these three, the third part of men killed by the fire, by the smoke, and by the brimstone, which issue out of her mouth, right? Because you have to, it's different levels of a missile when it hits, right? You have the impact, right? You have the fire that comes, that burns out through a certain type of radius. You have the smoke, which even goes with the wind, right? Which some of this wind, how powerful this wind is going to be dashing some of these children, these women, to the rock, right? And by brimstone, right? That's the effect really of the fire, because it really, it's hard for me to fully explain it. You have to watch a video on bombs being dropped, right? Manatazak, Logan, I'm saying his name right. He got good videos on it, which issued out of her mouth, right? Because it's really the warheads. It says, for their power is in their mouth, which is the warheads, and in their tails, for their tails were like unto serpents and had heads, and with them they did hurt, right? Because when you really, it's certain levels, how I know, because I was describing it as a rocket, them space rockets, or a gun. Or when you shoot a bullet, the back part of the bullet breaks off. So when it says a serpent, you got a lizard. It's kind of like a serpent. It tails falls off and it grows back. So these missiles are going to break off, right? Because the warheads, we just seen earlier, Russia got about 54 warheads. So imagine they could put 6, 8 in one missile and shoot into a direction. And when the warhead splits off, they can hit multiple directions at once. Because it says, and with them they do hurt. And the rest of men which were not killed, which will really be Esau, these elites, by these plagues, yet repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils and idols of gold and silver, and brass and stone and of wood, which neither can see nor hear nor walk. Neither repented they for their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornication, nor of their thefts. Right? And we know for Esau, there's no room for repentance. So the elites that's going to be hiding in these holes, they're not going to repent for the sins that they have done. Right? This is doom. We just read doom, right? And we just read about missiles. The scripture's not going to say missiles or nukes, right? They just call them horsemen. You got other examples in 2nd Ezra, the 15 and 6th chapter. They call them arrows. Show me when a nation of today to destroy a country, when the United States went over to Iran, was they using arrows? They was using guns. They was using missiles. Hiroshima, they used a big ass bomb. They didn't use no arrows. What do missiles look like? They look like arrows. I typed it like that so we can just get the straight comparison, right? Look, I'm gonna go to the image, but this AI just said yes. As a simplified way, missiles often resemble arrows in appearance, especially when considering their long, pointed shape designed to fly through the air with a trajectory towards a target, similar to how an arrow is launched from a bow. Key point to consider is shape and function. Both missiles and arrows have a pointed tip. Man, what? There's no way around it. It just told you, yes, arrows and missiles are similar. Arrow 3, we can go right in the Bible and show you when the prophets was calling missiles arrows. Missiles, they look just like arrows. This is why when you go to Psalms, and I'm gonna do it too. Anybody watching this, you see it. Let's go back to it again. And I'm gonna show you something. The scriptures show you that we know more than the ancient. Yes, it's time from the apostles down. We know more than Daniel. We know more than John the Revelator. We know more than Paul. We know more than Ezekiel, right? Why is that? It's because the things that they prophesied in our time is plain for us now, right? So you see what I wrote. I said, missiles look like arrows. Yes, it is simplified in a simplified way. Missiles often resemble arrows in appearance, especially when considering their long, pointed shape designed to fly. Come on, man. Come on. That's crazy. Let's go to Psalms real quick. Psalms 119. AI just said yes. So for anybody that's like, oh, I don't see the Bible saying missiles, it's not going to say missiles. because that was in their time, the way that they seen those visions and those dreams. That was them to say those dreams, but it was written for our time. Romans 15:4. The things written were written for our learning. So in our time, when we read it, we are going to be able to understand it. So anybody watching this, read it. Read this for yourself before I change the screen. I said missiles look like arrows. Yes. The reason why I said that, because it says it in the Bible. Right? So let's get into this, man. I just got excited. Psalms 119, verse 99. I have more understanding than all my teachers, for thy testimonies are my meditation. I understand more than the ancients because I keep thy precepts, right? Precepts, the oracles. We're able to go where the prophets were speaking about these missiles, speaking about the waster. In the time that we're in now, we understand more than them because this was for our time. So just to prove, because I like Yahweh to be true and every man a liar. So let's see. Let's go to a point where they call the missiles arrows. This is second Ezra. And Ezra is having visions, right? Catastrophic visions, which goes into apocalyptic. Well, then I said that, right? Is this the one I want? I believe this is the one I want. We're going to start at 13. It says, for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot at the ends of the earth. Acts, the first chapter, verse 9. He said, go teach in Samaria, Judea, and Jerusalem, and to the uttermost part of the earth. The uttermost part of the earth is the ends of the earth. The ends of the earth is in Central and North America, right? It says, behold, even Canada too, right? But Canada not going to really be touched in this World War III. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. Earth goes into land, right? The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Talking about America and a place that's fit for destruction in prophecies. It says, like as an arrow. Hold on, wait a minute, Sway. Like as an arrow, which is shot of a mighty archer. The archer of today is the silos where the missiles is at. Returneth not backwards. Even so, the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. That plague is those missiles. Woe is me, going into doom, right? Sorrow, right? Woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? If you are of the elect, you're going to get scarcely saved, right? Barely, right? So that was straight to the point, man. That was straight to the point. So let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. So again, missiles look like arrows. Yes. In a simplified way, missiles often resemble arrows in appearance, especially when considering their long, pointy shape designed to fly through the air with a trajectory towards a target, similar to how an arrow is launched from a bow, right? But that bow or archer is the silos, right? So now let's get another one. We just went into doom. This is doom, judgment. Those missiles that's coming on the earth is coming to Babylon, in Israel, in all those other places that the Lord sees fit. But it's really Babylon and Israel where the missiles is going to completely wipe out the lands. right? America is going to be totally destroyed, right? So this is Isaiah 54, verse 16. It says, behold, I have created the smith. The smith is somebody that molds swords, knives, things with metal, right? The modern day smith would be Germans, Teman, the son of Esau, or the grandson of Esau, the son of Esau, or a descendant of Esau, right? When America got established in Russia, they both split. You can go look this up on YouTube. Project Paperclip. They separated some engineers, some teaming engineers from Germany, and they split them. This is why we have missiles today, right? Eimenheimer or Omenheimer, however you say that Juju being named, he would be from Teaming too, right? So again, I have created the smith that blow the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. The waster is the missiles that we was just describing in Revelations 19, Revelations the 20th chapter, and what we just read in 2nd Ezra, right? This is the waster. The Satan missiles, the hypersonic missiles, Satan 2 missiles, right? These are wasters, right? And we see in Revelations 9 is going to be a horseman of 200,000. That means 200 million. And if they got 5,000 warheads, the other nations are going to be shooting their warheads, right? When you accumulate all of them together, it's going to be about 200,000. And guess what? They're still making more. And if Russia got 5,600 warheads, that's just only warheads. They got other stuff too that they're going to be sending here. Again, we are prophets of doom. Let me see something. I'm going to read that in the NLT. Right, I'm going to read this in the Amplified Bible. No, not technically. Canada is not going to get touched. When you look at the prophecy of Babylon is America. And Canada, if we was to kind of say, part of Canada is connected to NATO. And NATO, when you go to Revelations, the 17th chapter, it says the 10 whores. I said the 10 whores. The 10 horns are mad at the whore. So they're gonna hurt the whore. And I'll get that for you, just to show that. I'll put what you said. This is Isaiah 54:16 again in the Amplified Bible. It says, listen carefully. I have created the smith who blows on the fire of coals and who produces a weapon for his purpose. And I have created the destroyer to inflict ruin. So that's what these missiles are going to do. They are created for their purpose, and they're going to inflict ruin. In the NLT, I have created the blacksmith, right? And that would be Teman, the Edomite, who fans the coals beneath the forge and makes the weapons for destruction, which are the ICBM missiles of today. And I've created the armies that destroy, right? Because we've seen in Revelation 19 that they were called army of horsemen, right? 200,000. These missiles are technically an army through the spirit, right? Because really, in ancient war, you would send an army to go to destroy and to pillage it and take the spoils. The missiles that's going to be dropped here ain't gonna be no spoils. What's that? Second Peter, the third chapter, all the elements are gonna melt. So just going off of what the brother was saying, um, Revelations, the 17th chapter, because you don't have a prophecy on Canada, right? You have prophecy on the whore and Israel being destroyed in other places. But Canada as a whole, like Canada borderlines is near America. So yeah, I could say like the borderline, like I'm in Buffalo and Canada is right there. So if all New York gonna be touched, Canada right where the water is, how hot that nuke is gonna be, the whole water is gonna damn near evaporate. It's gonna be gone. So probably like the borderline of Canada will be touched, but it's not going to be destroyed. You see the top of it, it says doom of Babylon. Doom goes into judgment, right? Or justice. So I believe it's Revelations 17 chapter, verse 16. It says, in the 10 horns, which is NATO, but the EU, the European Union, which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, which is in verse 1, which is America, and shall make war, shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. So if we want to, we can actually look and see uh, is now I know it's a part somewhere, a part in Canada. It's an ally, but it just said it right there. Yes, Canada is a member of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO. North Atlantic Treaty. Canada is one of the founding members of NATO in 1948. Then you got the 1948ers, which is the Jujubes that took our land. Look, Canada, a founding member of NATO, was one of the first countries to propose the idea of a transatlantic defensive alliance, working closer with their American and European colleagues. Canadian negotiator helps write the 14 articles of the North Atlantic Treaty, right? So right there you see Canada is part of NATO. And America is talking about Donald Duck. He just put tariffs on Canada. And Canada just said that they'll cut off our power supply. And if they do that, we will have a super problem. But, Donald Duck is just taxing them because nations tax us. So this just proves the brother said, oh, Canada going to get touched. It's Sodom and Gomorrah there too. Well, it's Sodom and Gomorrah everywhere. But when you go to Revelations, the 11th chapter, Sodom is dealing with America. Sodom is dealing with America because the law was pushed over here. And this is the forefront of Esau's kingdom or queendom, right? Literally queendom. So now we got proof that Canada is a part of NATO, right? But really the founding member. So when you go back to Revelation 17:16, the 10 horns, which is NATO and the EU, which thou saw upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. How are they gonna burn her? With the ICBM missiles. Only Russia and America has the most. So Canada does not have any intercontinental ballistic missiles because it does not have nuclear weapons. Canada has never possessed nuclear weapons, and it is a member of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. So they try to keep their hands away from them. But again, Canada is part of NATO. So, and they're connected with Europe, right? Europeans. And it's a lot of Europeans that have missiles. So it's a lose lose, because if verse 16 saying the 10 horns hate the whore, which is America, Canada will be a part of that, because all they got to say, they're the founders of it, so they sit at that table, so they can give a decree. Oh yeah, they got to go, right? Whoever sit at that table, they're going to be uh, part of the reason why America get destroyed. So Revelation 17:1, and there came one of the seven angels which had the seven veils, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. That's America. So I believe we just use scriptures and certain things just to prove that, just again to make Yahweh true and every man a liar. I did. I used to have a great picture of the girl. I like this one because it show her with the glass. It show her with a glass. This one shows her with a glass. Yeah, I think I used this in a video. But yeah, she got the golden cup, which goes into that fornication. Let's see. Let's keep reading. Revelations. Reading verse 1, the bottom part. I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication. The inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. And he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. The 7 heads is the 7 Edomite kingdoms, 7 governments, and 10 horns is the NATO, EU, the European Union. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold. You can use her being decked in purple, which is a beautiful garment or array. You can use, I believe, Luke the 16th chapter, going into the rich and poor man, Lazarus, and the rich man is the example of Esau, and the poor man, Lazarus, is the example of Israel. A similitude. And it says, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. Right. And that just goes with the picture that we have right here. Scarlet. Right. And that's a golden cup. And what we reading about John the Revelator, this was a whole vision. But then in each chapter, now in Revelation 18, he calls it a great city. Babylon, to grab up Babylon the Great, or that great city. But right here, it's a whore. Because he, in his vision, he's seen a woman, a whore. Right? And what do they call America? A queen, the queen country. What's New York? The queen city. Buffalo is the actual original queen city. Right? And what's the best way to describe America? A whore. A whore just let anything be done to her, right? And what does America promote the most? Money. So what do whores? They want money. They want lavish things. And that's the example of America, right? Even though it's an example of a woman, it's a bully. And the seven heads represents the Roman, really the Edomite heads, right? It's Rome, Greek, Germany major, minor, the British, the Spanish, and the French. Those are the seven Edomite heads. The 10 horns is the NATO and the EU, the European Union, right? So again, we talk about doom. Judgment must happen to Babylon, right? We shouldn't be teaching no 1,000 years, right? We should be looking at the signs of the times, right? Measure out the times diligently. Let's go to this real quick. Revelation, the 9th chapter, in verse 12. Because the Bible is a history book. Revelations 19 and 12. One woe is past, which is really talking about doom or distress. Behold, there come two woes more hereafter. This is talking about World War One. And then what it just said, there comes two woes more hereafter. Talking about World War II. And the second one, the second one after the second one is the third. So it'll be 1, 2, 3. Right? So let's get that. Revelations 11th chapter in verse 14. Now, because I said that, y'all been in school, you heard of World War One and World War II. You heard of that. So you should understand that it's going to be a World War III. Revelation 11:14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Guess what? What is Babylon called? O virgin daughter Babylon. America hasn't been touched. America is the one that bullies and goes to other places. Right? So let's just look at it. They give it names. See, they got pictures. So in World War One, the main combatants were the Allied powers, including France, Great Britain, Russia, Italy, later the United States, against the Central Powers, conspiring Germany, Australia, Hungary, the Ottoman Empire, Bulgaria, right? That's World War One. World War Two, because it's not just happening with one person. It's going to be America, Russia, and the allies of America turning and going on the other side, and the allies of Russia, right? World War II, the primary people basically Great Britain, France, the Soviet Union, the United States, fighting against the Axis powers, which consist of Germany, Italy, and Japan. This is World War II, and the United States had their hands in it too. Allied powers. Okay, the United States was in World War One, and they was in World War II. That wasn't on our land, right? So now, let me just quote. Let me just see. Let's just see what it just says. World War III, the United States and its NATO allies will fight against the Soviet Union and its Russian allies. The war would involve a combination of land, sea, air, and space combat. Wow, space combat. Countries involved: United States, a superpower with a global military reach, because America bullies and go to other places and set their nest. NATO members, including Britain, France, Germany, and others, right? Belgium, um, Luxembourg, Denmark, Asia Pacific partners, including Japan, South Korea, Australia, and the Philippines, the Soviet Union, the communist state that invade West Germany, so on and so on. But to truly get into this, the United States is, we already just read it in Revelation 17, their allies, or the 10 horns, they're going to be, they're going to hate the horde. And that's going into NATO and the EU. They're going to basically cut off United States. They're a little dream girl. America is a golden girl, and they're going to come up with a plan together to destroy it, because it's really what America is going to do. These laws that they're going to make, the allies of America is not going to like it. You had Donald Duck slip out the tongue that he said he wants to cut ties to NATO. Let's just see. Yeah. So I see they not. Can the president remove NATO from? It depends. Yeah, but we're not fully there yet. Okay, so let me not rush. We're not fully there yet, right? But eventually, we see in scriptures that the horns are going to be mad at the whore. So I already showed you World War One, World War Two, but World War Three hasn't happened. Some people be saying World War Three already happened. World War Three is supposed to take place, and then Yahweh shall come, which is going to lead to Armageddon, right? He's going to go to the east and make his way to Babylon. And it's like, it's going to happen within itself, right? Because you got to know the Lord is coming with a strange salvation. So now, Lord willing, y'all got that. Again, we're prophets of doom. We speak of judgment, not only judgment of the other nations, but even judgment even on ourselves, which is of our nation. So I'm gonna get these few, and then I'm gonna close. Maybe I could do a part 2. But this is 1 Samuel, the 9th chapter, verse 9. It says, before in time in Israel, when a man went to inquire of God, So like he basically wanted a message from God. Thus he spake, come and let us go to the seer. For he that is now called a prophet was before time called a seer, right? A seer is a visionary or somebody that foretells the future. So a seer, one to whom divine revelations are made, prophet, a person who sees or foretell future events, right? A beholder, a witness, or a watcher. You know, let's look up the prophet before we go back to the other window. So prophet, a person who speaks for God, one who foretells or inspire preacher, a soothsayer, interpreter, a spokesman, a proclaimer. Yeah, inspire, preacher, or teacher, right? Who speaks for God, right? Or who tells the future, right? And you can get uh, multiple examples just showing you. Um, you got multiple examples, precepts like 2 Samuel 24, verse 11. For when David was up in the morning, the word of Yahweh came unto the prophet Gad, David's seer, right? Saying, you can go read a little up, probably read the whole chapter of 2 Samuel, the 24th chapter. You got more over here, 2 Samuel, the 17th chapter, verse 13. Isaiah 29:10, for Yahweh have poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and have closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seer, have he covered. And that's what the Lord is doing on this side. He's covering his wise men, right? And if these wise men, I'm just saying for you sisters and children, if you're under them, the Lord is covering you too, right? So all praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. The ministry is the most important thing. Being honest, this ministry is more important than your marriage, right? Because if you don't get on the kingdom on this side, your marriage on this side means nothing. Because truly, to have a relation with the Lord is marriage. So, men of the Lord should be definitely connected to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, right? For the ones that know, for the ones that's in this thing, they get that. A classic scripture, we always go to Jeremiah 28, verse 8, right? To be a prophet of doom, you have to prophesy judgment, so on and so on. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries, which one of those countries is Israel, against great kingdoms, Israel, of war and of evil, Israel, and pestilence, Israel. Not even only Israel, and other nations that touched us. I just use Israel because we were prophesied to on what was going to happen to us. Deuteronomy 28. If we didn't follow the laws and the commandments of the Lord, curse was going to be upon us. So since we did that, why you think we're not in our land? Because what we have done. I just want to get this word for prophesied, and then I'm going to show you a little of the cross reference. So prophesied. I want to show you. I want to look this up. Yes, I did want to look this up. So prophesied goes into under influence of divine spirit, right? That's what it's going into. Being under influence of divine spirit. That's 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 19 to 21. right? The word is not of any in private interpretation, but they was moved by the Rakak Wadash. So let's get a cross reference real quick, just to see what they got lined up. So when you go down here, because he said, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old, it says, as Hosea, Joel, Amos, Isaiah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, and others, all of whom had denounced similar evils against a corrupt people, which we could say Israel, right? So that they who opposed Jeremiah also opposed those who preceded him. And it was, see, the same thing like us, right? All the prophets, look, people are doing the same thing. It says, and it was altogether unprecedented for a true prophet to promise deliverance to a guilty nation without calling them to repentance, right? So guess what? We had to get judged for the wrongs that we have done. Before I talk about repentance, you was getting this, boom, 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 right? Right? For a true prophet to promise deliverance to a guilty nation without calling them to repentance, right? And we have many examples, right? Let alone for you to hear that Yahushua was a ransom, you had to know why he was a ransom. You had to know why he had to become a sacrifice. You had to know that doing those sacrifices didn't benefit us anything, especially being in this flesh, knowing we was going to go off again and again and again and again, right? So let's see a few of these that we have set. Again, you can go look at the blue letter and you go look up some of these precepts too. Just gonna read some. They going into the Leviticus. Deuteronomy 4:28. This is by Moses. I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day, that ye shall soon utterly perish from off the land whereunto ye go over Jordan to possess it. Right? You're going to perish from the land. We ain't even get into the land yet. So this was already prophesied. And what is a prophecy? Something that's going to happen in the future. So Moses knew the end time, the middle, and the beginning. He wrote the first 5 books of the Bible, right? Because he had the Rakak Wadash upon him. The Lord was dealing with him. And he said, ye shall soon utterly perish from off the land. We wasn't even in the land yet. Whereunto ye go over Jordan to possess it, ye shall not prolong your days upon it, but shall utterly be destroyed. Our days are not going to be prolonged on our land. Eventually, we're going to be destroyed on it. It says, and Yahweh shall scatter you from among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whether Yahweh shall lead thee. In America, we are few because all the other Israelites are scattered everywhere else. In Jamaica, we are there, but we're scattered everywhere else. Israel's supposed to be together, right? Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. Oh, I ain't going to read all of it. Yeah, we ain't going to read all of it. 15. It's a classic, right? It's the beginner kit. It says, but it shall come to pass if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, right? You're not listening to this decree from the Lord to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. You bugging if you think, oh, we're done with that. Then why are we not in our land? The Lord is not stupid like us. Everything has a reason. So like you can read Deuteronomy again. Like right now I'm in Leviticus, the 17th chapter or 18th chapter. Got to keep reading, man. You got to get into this history. All of this right here, go all the way in there. This is prophesied unto us. And a lot of us is tasting some of this affliction. Right? I'm just showing you let's read this one. This is a good example too. Deuteronomy 31:16. And Yahweh said unto Moses, behold, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, and his people will rise up and go a whoring after the gods of the strangers of the land, whether they go to be among them, and will forsake me and break my covenant which I have made with thee. Right? The Lord is telling Moses that they're going to go into this land and go a whoring. And Moses, they're not even in the land yet, and Moses couldn't even get in the land. And the Lord is letting him know, then my anger shall be kindled against them in that day, and I will forsake them, and I will hide my face from them, and they shall be devoured, and many evils and troubles shall befall them, so that they will say in that day, are not these evils come upon us, because our God is not among us, right? So again, there's multiple examples throughout the whole scriptures that the Lord is speaking doom, right? Which is judgment. But even more, doomsday is going to happen. World War III, the destruction of Babylon is going to happen. It doesn't matter if you love this place or not. Judgment is going to happen on Babylon and all the other places that the Lord sees fit. So, Lord willing, this is edifying to the hopeful elect. Salaki for going so long, but the Spirit had the brother moving. So with that, we're going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash. And with that, Shalom, double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well and teach well to the Spirit. Shalom, Shalom.